Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. What I want to talk about is what it's like to live in a hotel. First, let me give you kind of a layout of what's going on. Down there is where I normally make my videos. Down there. Up there is my house. I live up on the second floor there. Right here is the maintenance place, workshop. So just to give you kind of a layout on what's going on, where we're at. Right here, this is storage. Right in there, storage. Right here is kind of like apartments. You can rent rooms by the month, and I didn't really realize they did stuff like that, but that's what's on the bottom floor here. These are rented by the month, and like I say, it was kind of shocking to me. I didn't know that. I realized there were people that were staying here for a long time, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Like I say, I can't speak the language, so it took me a little bit to figure out how this works. Right here, the people that live here, they do plants. They like plants and gardening, so that's what they have this up for. There's a river that runs along on the back side here. So that's our property line is right there. But it's not really property, because you get close to the river, when we get a lot of rain, the river comes up and it'll wash all that stuff off. So that's why it's like that. And you can see there's upper floor and upper floor. This right here is called the annex. And what it was an add-on to the hotel. This is the newest part of the hotel. I don't know how many rooms. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 250 rooms, something like that. I really don't know for sure. Never thought about it so much. You can see the grass getting grown up. We have a gardening crew, people that take care of the plants and stuff, and but there was two of them that does it, and one of them no longer here. He's got too old to work, so we lost 50% of our staff, and they haven't got to replace them yet. Down there it's more water heaters and stuff like that down there. Now we're at one far end of the hotel. I'm going to try to get right up here and show you exactly where it is. Here's the corner, and then from there, like I say, it goes down to the river. Give you an idea about the river. There it is. That's the river. So, but anyway, my wife's father started this place, probably about 45, maybe 45, 50, probably about 45, 50 years ago, something like that. And he owned all this property, and just step by step, he kept adding on to it. Even some of these people rent by the month. So, buenas tardes. And I'll let you take a look. See, right next to the highway. That's why we get a lot of noises when I'm making the video. So we're right next to the highway. And Over there you see the overpass. There's another main highway coming in here and coming in there. 2 main highways coming in. So, like I say, my wife Anna, her father, did some good thinking and did some good investments when he bought this property. But I say he enjoyed life. He was a good businessman. He knew how to invest. He had a good imagination, and he would do a lot of things. Okay, now, right there, they're called salons, and what they are is meeting rooms. So they put on different meetings. They'll go. I think the smallest one's probably about 50. They'll seat 50, and they go on up to really big ones. We got clear on the other end of the property. There's one there. I think it's about 350 it holds. So right there. Here's. I don't know if you can see inside, but they're pretty big. It's pretty big. And what people don't realize, especially nowadays, the younger people, they want everything now. They don't understand the principle of building. And I mean, not only physical building, but you build in stages, different stages. And in life, you go through these stages and you build your personality. Your character is built the same way. But so is investments, and sometimes people build their futures like that. And this was a built future. Right here was originally, I think this is where my wife, that's their house, was here originally. I think that's what it is. I've made some videos where I'm walking through all this corn stuff, but it's right here, I think, is where there originally was their house. Now, it might have been down below there where the maintenance room is. That might have been their house, but I know it was right in this area. So. And it's funny. Let me show you the leaves you see on the wall over there. It's a vine that grows into the wall. Oh, and we'll go back to it so you can take a look at it. And but. You can see it right there. Now this wall, the wall is made of mud bricks. In other words, dirt and dried grass, put water, you form it to the shape of a brick. And that's what that wall is made of. So between the bricks, the mud bricks and the vines, I don't know what's holding it up. Here's another good example. See, there you see the dirt, you see the grass inside the bricks, and that's what this is. This wall was made with dirt and grass, and that's what holds back the wall, or the dirt. And now, what we're going through is a walkway that connects the annex, or annexo, I think is what they call it, the annex to the main part of the hotel. Now, up here, it used to be my wife's father's rose garden. He had a rose garden that took up there. You see, still some little bit of the roses are there. But that's really what all this was. And I do my video making here. So, and I have good memories. We moved down here 12 years ago. When we came down here, her father and mother was in good health. And now, it's funny I said it was his rose garden. I say, they are an upper class people. Down here they only have the lower and the upper class. They were upper class. I didn't realize they were upper class. Don't forget, I'm an old Oklahoma boy. Well, Kansas, Oklahoma, that's where I was raised. So, and I don't judge people by the money. It doesn't make any difference to me. So, like I say, I'm just a country boy. So, I didn't realize until we moved down here that how well off they were. So, this was his rose garden, but he had people that worked the garden for him. Just like back there, we had the corn. They worked the corn. They have a garden there, and everybody would say, well, this is my garden. But none of them worked. They had other people working the garden for them. So, but that's the way they do things down here. And so it was, so needless to say, 12 years ago, it was a shock for me to come down and find myself in the upper bracket. And I say it's funny because there is a certain way you need to act and stuff like that. And there's a good reason for it. When you are, when somebody's going to kidnap you or kill you, they're scared. And that's, I mean, if it's that, remember I said 1/3 of all this stuff is done by real criminals. These criminals are scared. They look at the upper class as not even human. I mean, these people are well above everybody else. So, so they are intimidated, just the idea of you being, like you are. So that's why when we first came down here, I would go help the wash dishes, I would help the gardeners, I'd be doing all this stuff. And my wife would tell me that I can't do that. When I do it, it puts their jobs in jeopardy. They don't like me to come and start doing their job for them. So I had to, so it was a learning process for me. Now, there's another look at my house. I see the windows right at the very top. That's the 3rd floor. I'm on the 2nd floor right below. And it's just, it's finished out. It's like an attic, but it's finished out. It's nice. And then right next to it is another house right there. And this is a salon right here. And then a house, and then 2 more houses. And those, all these were made for the children. Anna's father's children, Anna's brothers and sisters. That's what all these houses were made for. So, so this compound was made and set up to hold the whole family. And down here, the rich will you have to, everybody, the children stay in the family all the time, so you have to follow the rules. This is the way they have them follow the rules, is they know you have a house, all your expenses are paid, as long as you do what you're supposed to do. If you do criminal activity, if you do bad things, then you're thrown out of the family. Now, when you see these people here, they're doing a class. They have these classes that they put on these salons. And different, I say, they use this for meetings. Many of the meetings are government funded. Excuse me. Pardon. You didn't tell me somebody was coming. But anyway, you can see the houses on down. The one clear on the end is Anna's house. It's not, they didn't get it finished. Father didn't finish all this up yet. So, more people. I'll move over to the side. But that's how all this is set up. Now, it's funny. This is one of the few places, hotels, resorts in Guatemala that you can land a helicopter. And right out here is where they land the helicopter. And in other words, we have parking also. This is all parking lot, but it's also set up so helicopters can land. So it's really, and his father did good when he bought all this land. And like I say, 50 years ago, this was way out in the country. That's why the name of the place is Hotel de Campo, and it's a hotel out in the country. And that's where it's got its name. So, what's cool too, they have a fence pretty much all around the place, but they also have these rose bushes with stickers on them. And they're in the fence. So it's like a barbed wire fence. So it's kind of neat. And without having to see all the fence all around you, it makes you feel like you're in a compound. This makes it more natural, nature feeling kind of stuff. So out there, you see it's all flat out there. On the other side, we see where the wall is. On the other side, where it drops down, that's where more corn, growing more corn. They grow about over half of the corn that they use per year, they grow themselves. So it's all done by hand. So when it's TARDIS, you look smarter. So now right here is the pump house. We have our own water. Right here is the water storage. Right here, there's a water well and a pump inside there. So that's how they're able to. So we have our own water. Our water is drinkable. I don't trust any water well. I purify my own water, but you can drink it. But I say there's no chemicals in it, but I say we don't really know. We've had people come that do missionary work, and when it's TARDIS, and they do water testing, and they tested our water, and they said it was the best water that they found in this area. Now right here is the generator. We have a big diesel generator sits in there, and it puts out enough juice, more than enough juice to take care of the whole hotel. So it's kind of neat. It's really neat. I'd say it's self-contained, pretty much. This whole hotel is self-contained, and it's pretty. You see the women down there taking pictures. It's got a lot of pretty flowers. It's really set up really good. We even got a new guard shack that we put up. And you see they even made a new highway. They made this really nice highway right here. So it's really good. It's really good. And I say, we got married about 45 years ago. And at that time, there wasn't hardly anything out here. And I'd go up on top of the mountain there, and I'd sit up there and just enjoy the view of the hotel. It's really pretty. Now there's housing up there and all kinds of stuff going on all over. So, and I say, we moved down here 12 years ago. At that time, I say everybody in the family was healthy, everybody was doing good, and I would get bored just being here at the hotel. And so I would take off and get on the motorcycle. If you go that way, go down that way, you go down the mountain. It's 45 minutes drive, and you'll be on the coastal road. And even at the coastal road, you're still another 45 minutes or an hour from the coast itself. But that's where the lowland is. And so you take another road that'll take you on out to the coast.